You're listening to an It Takes Three Network podcast.
We're back.
Let's talk OC.
Feels like it's been a minute.
It's been a minute for us. It's
I
only
know.
been a week for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Because we had our pilot watch a little bit earlier.
Uh-huh.
We had a launch. Now we're in it.
Now we're in it.
it.
We watched episode 2, season 1, Model Home.
Yeah. And what's crazy is we usually do our sip and watches on Mondays. You guys hear the episode on Mondays.
Yep.
Today's Friday for us.
Yep.
But we're going to be right back at it on Monday.
Right.
Right.
In 3
So
days.
we're going to get back into the groove.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting. We'll be able to watch the next episode in like
Soon.
2.5 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soon for us.
Yeah.
That's fun.
But before we get started, I'm Michelle.
I'm Ingrid.
And I'm Liz.
And we're Let's Talk OC.
Yeah, let's talk OC. We watched the television show, The OC.
Yeah.
And then we talk about it.
I hope you know that.
So,
you're listening
I
because you
think
like
you
the
would
OC.
know
You
that.
know,
Yeah.
that's what we do. So we watched season 1, episode 2. That's so weird to say. Like season 1.
Yeah.
I know.
Crazy. And it's called Model Home.
Yeah, and it aired on August 12th, 2003. So in the summer.
Wow.
Crazy.
2003.
What a
Shit.
throwback.
What a good time. High
Right?
school.
High school.
High school.
I was a...
Actually,
well,
no. I
no,
was
is it-
going into high school.
yeah, I was a freshman. So you were a sophomore.
Babies. We were all really babies.
Babies.
But the fact that you weren't even in high
I know.
school.
Oh, you were in junior high.
I was graduating junior high.
Cute.
It's fun,
Oh,
though.
thank God I hated junior high.
I mean, well, obviously, because I wrote little notes, but when you watch a show like this and you're like, oh my gosh, remember what the fashion was?
Yeah.
And the iMac and
Yeah.
the bags. We talked about the bags.
bags.
The armpit
Fashion
bags.
is so
The fashion is woof.
way.
Yeah.
It's so much more
It's
like
so-
glitzy. Not glitzy. That's not the right word. Like over the top, as opposed to like when we watched One Tree Hill.
Right.
We knew the style was the same back. Like the style was the same because the show started roughly around the same time. But I feel like the fashion on this show is much more like it triggers my memory more than
Yeah.
One Tree Hill. I mean, like definitely like the pop collar. I feel like that was like more One Tree Hill, where this is like the beach, Hollister,
attire.
Abercrombie. Oh my God,
Oh,
all
man.
those. God,
And as
horrible fashion.
Yeah, but as we go further, and you'll see, which is not a spoiler at all, but I feel with Seth's fashion,
Yeah.
some of our guy friends still
dress like that.
Oh,
yeah.
Tragic.
like now things have just gotten tailored and tapered, but you know,
Yeah.
it's very
they're stuck in the early 2000s, the boys.
Yeah, they really are.
Shout out to them. Shout out
out
to
to
cargo
them.
shorts
Cargo shorts
and high socks.
in
in the wintertime.
God.
Woof. Okay.
Okay.
Enough about that.
Should
We'll
we
talk
jump in?
about fashion later on.
Right. Should we jump in?
sure.
I started off with pool and chilling,
Yeah. God, isn't that nice?
Yeah,
floating.
yeah. The
boys-
boys are having some bonding time. I wanted
Yeah.
to say bromance and bonding.
Bronding.
Bonding.
They were bronding.
Because last we left off, Sandy brought Ryan back to the house,
Right.
Because his mom just ditched him,
Yeah.
which is incredibly sad.
Yeah.
Sorry if I'm nasally. I'm getting over a cold.
It's fine.
Okay.
I just am like noticing that I'm like super nasally today.
It's all good.
You have like a sexy cold voice.
Oh,
Right.
Is it?
Sophia, is that you?
remember that?
Oh yeah, no, when I
Yeah.
lost my voice that
Yeah.
one time, yeah. Oh God, I wish I could go back to that. That was the best. I always want to lose my voice because of like everyone's voices just sound so amazing
When they're
after that when they're
raspy.
raspy. Anyway, so the boys are laying in the pool, chilling. Sandy comes over with like a tray of like drinks.
Dinner's ready. He's barbecuing outside.
Must be nice,
Right? So nice. Do we know? I know they're saying it's his last day there, his last night, Ryan, because Seth is saying how he wants to, like, let's go do something crazy. And he's like, no, I want to chill. Do we know how many days
He's been there.
he's been back? cut just a couple? Because
I think it's just overnight,
I
right?
really
is it just
think-
overnight? Because it says like, oh, it's your last night. It makes it seem like he came
Yeah.
back and
Yeah, I think it's maybe a night or two.
Yeah,
Oh,
or
okay.
2.
because
Yeah.
I was like, has some time passed? Because everyone thought he left already,
Yeah.
so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, because they have to get things settled. Paperwork has to be taken care of in the courts. So I'm thinking
Maybe max 2 to 3 days. But
Yeah.
I think it's probably just like one day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I just wasn't sure.
Yeah. No, that's a great question.
Yeah,
So if
I didn't
anyone
think
has
about that either.
bigger detail on that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I've always just assumed it's been a couple of days.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah, but while Sandy's serving dinner and the boys are in the pool, Kirsten is on the phone, and Sandy wishes he can do more. Mm-hmm. And she's on
Right.
the phone, and she's in front of a
model home.
yeah,
A model home.
yeah.
Ingrid's like, oh, okay.
That's what she does.
Yeah,
She's
but
a
you finally know.
What are those called? A contractor?
She works
No.
an architect.
She's an architect. Got it.
Got it. She needs contractors as an architect.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Right.
when you,
Yeah.
She designs the homes and then she gets people to build them
right.
for her.
Sweet.
Right.
Sweet
Nice.
stuff.
Yeah, but then Ryan enters, and Kirsten and Ryan have a little exchange, and Ryan makes a joke. Ooh, can you build me a home? And she give that look.
Yeah, that
She was like, what? And he's like, oh, joke too soon?
Sorry, too soon.
And then everyone continues to make jokes.
Right.
And they
At the
serve
dinner.
dinner.
At
And
dinner.
Sandy's like, oh, is this too soon? Like, everyone's just making jokes.
The Last Supper.
The Last Supper, yeah. Kirsten's like, oh my God, this is so
She's like,
awkward.
please stop. You're making me feel more of a shitbag than I am.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
because they make jokes of how bad Kirsten is a cook.
Right.
Right.
And she's like, oh, when I made that roast beef that one time, and that he was like,
The
oh,
meatloaf.
the meatloaf of like 98 or something, and it like got everyone sick or something like that. I couldn't
Yeah.
quite hear.
Yeah.
But before that, though, she
Yeah.
does say to Sandy that you're his lawyer, you're not his guardian, because Sandy's still so hung up on what to do with Ryan. He feels like this, he wishes this situation was different.
Yeah.
But this kid's got to go to foster care at
I
like
know, it
15,
sucks.
16 years old. Like, that sucks.
It's really
Right.
sad. And after dinner, and it continues into that conversation where Sandy hands him papers, and he's like, you have to sign this.
Right.
I'm going to take care of your case. Well, we found your foster home that has, 2 kids.
Two kids,
and-
it's not too many kids. And he's just like, kind of going with the flow. I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah. And
You
then
know?
Seth comes in with saying how he thinks this is like absurd and that nobody's going to adopt a 16-year-old by himself.
Right. The
And-
fact that they have such a large house, even a pool
Right,
house,
right,
and
right.
that he doesn't get why he can't just stay.
Yeah.
Because obviously Seth has taken a little liking to him.
Like,
does.
on all vital points.
All true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On all accounts. Like, you have the space, and it's true. No one's going to want a teenage.
Right. No one's going to want.
But Ryan signs the paperwork.
Yeah.
And they're going to meet with the social worker in the morning. So
Yes.
it's like a quick
Yeah.
quick process.
Yeah. And so then we have the intro.
Yeah.
The
The
official intro, because
Yes.
last episode you didn't see the official
Yeah.
Right.
start. What do you think of the intro, Ing?
It was good. Just
It's
what I
isn't
accept.
it such a great song.
It was exactly what I expected. I knew
Yeah.
the song, of course, but the quick little clips of shots of
Yeah.
them from the show, and
mostly from the pilot and from this episode. There's like some of them that you're
There's
like,
some
you can
things
tell that
that-
it's future. But I mean,
What did you yell?
I was like, no spoilers.
Yeah. There's a couple.
Because at one point, like, Marissa, as you do see, is on the back of Ryan and they're riding the bike. I was like, no, you can't, like, show anything.
I didn't
but
even see that.
obviously,
Yeah.
yeah,
in a few episodes, you'll probably see all of the scenes that they have.
That's
Right.
true.
Yeah.
I think so.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Then we come back.
and Ryan is leaving.
He's trying to escape.
He's trying to escape, and Seth
But
sees him.
He's like, I'm just,
Seth.
you don't want to play PlayStation.
like,
oh, what are you doing?
It
Where are you
looks like
going?
it's so much later, but then you're supposed to realize that it's really not that late.
Yeah, because
Sandy comes in and he's like, "Are you sleeping
He's
already?"
like, "You're sleeping." Maybe
Yeah.
it's like 8.
Yeah, I was gonna think maybe like
know?
8:30, and
Yeah.
who knows?
That whole scene was funny.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I love anything Seth does.
Totally.
He gets in the bed. It's just the physical aspect
Yeah.
of it. Throws the covers and he's like, dude, it's fine. We'll talk in another time.
Yeah, he like
Yeah.
rolls like
Trying to
into
get him
the
out.
blanket
And then
Gives all the
rolls out.
clothes.
rolls
Yeah.
out of the blanket. It's just funny. Wow.
Liam loves that scene.
Liam really liked that scene
The
as well.
cats are super verbal today.
But did you notice before when Seth walked into Ryan escaping and Ryan's like, get back in the house, Seth.
Yeah.
Like got so sorry, I'm getting real deep.
You
now,
go,
but
you
know,
go.
like
Yeah,
he got so stern with him.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Seth was like,
And Michelle was like, I'm sorry, I just love the show so much. She like
Michelle loves
blurts
it.
out. I was like, what happened that I...
nothing happened. That's the thing.
I'm sure
Nothing-
like many times in
Right.
in the next like 2 years that we'll be watching this show that Michelle will say something like that.
Michelle's just
Just
gonna
like
know all the
because like
details.
you get the chills and the feels because you know the future and you have such a special connection with the show. It was just funny. Ingrid and I are like, oh, something happened.
You know what?
Like, what?
It was like it was the fact that it's Friday night. I'm drinking wine and watching the OC with my best friends.
Like, the best.
I'm like, what else do I fucking need in this
She's
life?
like, I'm
Nothing.
living my best life.
You are. Oh, it's so cute.
Anyway,
Oh, man.
sorry guys. Off.
And then we hear, hey,
Oh yeah,
my
Fucking
favorite person.
Miranda.
Okay. Girls. Well, first, I love that Ingrid calls her Miranda.
I know.
I think
Fantastic.
Miranda fits her better than Marissa, actually.
Do you? Because Liz, remember last time you're like, I had a hard time with girls, and then Ing said she didn't like any of the girls. So, what are we feeling about Miranda?
My attitude changes throughout this episode. Right now,
At
I'm
this
like-
moment,
I'm like,
still like,
ugh.
ugh, there she
Yeah.
is at the end of
I don't
the
know why
driveway.
that is because we've only, as like someone who's new watching it, you only met her last episode.
Right.
This is only the second episode. You have nothing to base off this like negativity from, but it's just like she's not a bad person. But I don't know why.
It's just the vibe.
It's the vibe that she gives off that it's like, and she's not really all that entitled. You can tell she has a sensitive side. Like she does the right thing, but I don't know what it is about her, like the way she just speaks. I don't know. It's horrible. And maybe it's like, I don't know. Maybe it's like a Misha Barton thing or not. Like, I don't know what it is. And I felt this way the first time around. But like I said, in this episode, which we'll get into more, I have a little bit of a different opinion about her, finally. But it only took me 2 episodes, so that's great, right?
That's good.
So far.
Ing.
But Ing, what is your gripe with her?
I like her a slightly more than the pilot.
Okay, yeah.
Because we see her hanging out with the guys
Right.
and she helps and she brings things
Yeah.
to the house. Like she does all these things.
Yeah.
Where you're like, okay, and she likes the same music and all of these little things. And I'm like, okay, she's still not my favorite.
Right,
Nowhere
right.
near. But I'm not as turned off by her as I was in the pilot.
Yeah, I can't put my finger on it. Like she does, like there's nothing she did or does that is negative. I just have a negative vibe towards her, and that's wrong. I mean, I feel like we're like circa back to season 7 of One Tree Hill, and I'm hating on Quinn. Like she did nothing wrong.
Right. You're just not your-
No, I know, Michelle. I'm not
don't
even.
open
It's
that.
not even a
No,
comparison.
no.
They're not even a comparison. They're not. But
Quinn- Quinn
it's gonna take a little time to warm up.
It's
to,
funny-
to Miranda again.
Because if you've listened to Ingrid's Guessing with Ing, love it. Her
Guessing with
pre-show,
Ing, I love it.
I said, what are your predictions for Marissa Miranda? And she goes, she's just going to be hanging out at the end of the driveway. And we see this scene. I'm like, oh, that's when I think I laughed. I giggled a lot to myself. I'm like, oh gosh, she thinks she's just hanging out at the end of the driveway.
Well, where do we see her open
right.
up in this
Okay,
episode?
it's true.
At the end of the driveway.
It's true though. Like I feel like that's just where she always is.
That's like her spot.
And Ryan's always like, "Oh hey, like
But,
you're right there
I mean,
again."
she had a gift in her hand.
Yeah.
She was getting picked up by Puka.
Puka.
It's Summer's birthday.
And it's Summer's birthday, and Seth's like, "Well, Summer's birthday is Wednesday. What are you talking about?" She's like,
And
"What?"
she just looks at him like,
"You're crazy." He's like, "So I've heard."
So I
He's
it was
like, "Or
just a
something."
guess.
It was just a guess.
I'm just guessing.
But you know, they're trying to be sneaky. Seth is in a black turtleneck, and
And it's August in California.
Yeah, it's true. Like,
Ryan's like,
What the hell?
dude, come on. He's like, who's going for stealth?
Going for
Yeah.
stealth. And then Marissa drives them.
yeah,
She decides to take them. And then they start talking about music. And she says she likes punk. And of course, Seth is like, well, Avril Lavigne doesn't
Yeah.
count as punk.
but then she starts listing off all of these bands that she really likes, and Seth's like,
Yeah.
"Shit, I have the same
Taste
music
is Marissa
taste."
Kruber. I'm going to kill myself.
Yeah,
I think this moment shows, okay, we judged Marissa in
Right.
the pilot.
right.
Yeah.
And also it shows too, Seth and Marissa have lived next door. Their
But they
whole
don't know
lives.
each other.
They don't know each other.
They have nothing.
Which I have some gripes about.
Right.
Because, well, I should say this. Well, I'm going to go now. Because, I mean, Kirsten and Jimmy are so close
Right?
friends.
You would think.
Yeah.
How did you not force your kids to have play
Play
hangouts?
dates and hangouts.
But anyway, perhaps they did and they just never spoke.
They didn't click.
They didn't click.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they tried it a few times when they were really young and like that
just
was
didn't
about
work.
It just didn't work.
Yeah.
They're
but,
total opposite.
yeah, but Marissa's
not.
driving them. She has no idea where she's going.
So yeah.
No.
So
she's-
just lead, which
Yeah.
is nice of her.
It was nice of her.
Yeah.
She just wants to be involved.
Yeah.
And I think she's bored. And she
Yes.
needs an escape. And she's
Right.
realizing this is way more interesting than the boring shit I'm
And
doing
she's
every
like,
night.
this guy's kind of cute. I think I want to get to know him a little bit more.
Yeah,
Just so
she's-
happens that it's easy for me because I live next door and, Seth's kind of easy to like maneuver. So she's
Right.
probably like, oh, I can get in here.
She's
and just-
intrigued by the bad boy.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
we
and
all
he's,
are.
And he's such a deep soul and
Yes.
he's mysterious and he's
Yeah.
not bad in
But he's
the
not
like
bad.
No, not the bad boy.
but he
like
is the bad
He's
Right,
just
yeah.
mysterious.
Yeah.
It's like a.
he's the leather jacket wearing boy from
Choker.
out of town, the choker. Like,
oh, yeah.
yeah,
It's
wife
just
beater.
funny.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Ryan.
But it shoots. They get to they're driving to the model home, and then the next scene is Kirsten's on the phone, and we realize she has no contractor. They've disappeared.
They disappeared.
Yeah.
They just all disappeared. The contractors are gone for this model home.
Right.
Yeah, and Sandy enters, and she's like, "Did you talk to Seth?" And they have their back and forth, and then he says, "Don't blame yourself for it," and she takes it as she's talking about the Ryan situation, but he's like, "I was actually talking about your contractor
Right,
situation."
right.
So Kirsten's feeling a little guilt.
She feels guilty because, yeah, you could easily take this kid in because you have the space, but it's still another teenager that you have to be the guardian of and take care of.
Yeah.
It's a lot to take in.
And she says that she wants to set the best example she can for her son. Like, I want to show Seth that, like, this is, I'm trying to do the best thing for our family. We don't know this person. Why do you have such, like, an emotional connection to him? And Sandy's just like,
yeah.
I was
just
that
do.
kid.
I was that
That
kid.
wa- yeah. And he wants to help him
Interesting. He was that kid.
from the Bronx, right?
From the Bronx.
I remember.
Sandy from the Bronx.
Sandy from the Bronx.
T-shirts? I think so.
Yeah.
Sandy from the Bronx. Okay. Sandy from the Bronx. So they're talking about, the contractors disappear, and then they get to the house, and Seth is kind of showing them around, and then he opens the back door, and he's like, "This is the best part," and it's an empty pool, and he's like, yeah, what's great about this?" And then it cuts, and he's just skateboarding back and forth,
Cute. And then Ryan and Marissa are eating.
bonding.
Drinking their sodas and
Sodas.
food.
Comparing their shitty moms.
Yeah, they both have weird,
Shitty, but
Yeah.
unfortunate
Yes.
situations.
He said
Unfortunate
screwed up.
mothers.
I think he said, like, my mom is really messed up or screwed up, and Marissa's like, well, mine
Mine
is
too.
But a total different mess up.
Yeah, and at
From-
this point, we don't
you
really
don't know
know much
that.
about Julie.
No.
Just that
really
she likes froyo and velour jumpsuits.
She's very vapid at, like, the moment in time, like, when you see her. And then, honestly, as the episode progresses, then you see a little bit less of it, sort of, with her moments with Jimmy a little bit. But she really is just kind of like that princessy wife, like
Yeah.
that OC mom.
Yeah,
And so
that's all we've
You don't
seen at
see
this
that.
point. Up
Yeah.
until this point, you're like,
Right.
oh, okay, she's just Jimmy's wife,
yeah,
who's just probably a ditz and
right,
needs
a
money.
little like
Yeah.
spoiled bitch.
Yeah. And they talk about the dads too, and Marissa talks about Jimmy, and Ryan says how his dad's in jail.
And Marissa thinks there's something going on with her dad, but he doesn't tell her that.
Right.
She's like, my dad stopped going to work. Then these guys keep showing up at my house.
They're kind of like police officers.
Right, but not. And
And
so
he doesn't
she
answer the door.
doesn't know what
Not
to
good.
do.
Yeah. Fishy.
Yeah.
Sketch. Men in Black.
Sketch
hanging
City.
out.
While this is all going on, Marissa gets a call from her favorite, Ingrid's favorite, I should say.
Puka.
Pukas.
Who we find out his name is Luke.
Luke.
I remember when she said that, I was like, of course his name is Luke.
Yeah.
I thought that was so funny. I was like, another Luke.
He's
Yeah.
such a tool, though, and he's like, "Where are you, babes? Time to get your
miss
buzz on."
you.
Get
Yeah.
your buzz on. And these like just shots of these parties. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my God.
And then he signs off and he's like, love you. But like looks around first to make sure nobody's
Right.
like listening or looking. And she kind of does the same thing after like she says, I love you. And she looks around just make sure that nobody's like listening or
Right.
looking at her.
Of course Ryan is.
And then Ryan's like, bitch, I see you right there.
Yeah.
And he says, how long have you guys been going at? And then she says, oh, Luke?
Oh, Luke?
And we're like,
That guy?
oh, Luke, that's his name?
Yeah. And Seth makes comments about how they got it on
Yeah,
in 5th grade.
Macking it, he said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the bus, I think.
Yep. And then he says, oh, that guy shaves his chest.
Yeah,
And
he
she's like,
wasn't.
he plays water polo.
He was not very nice about Puka. I mean, Puka's not a nice guy at this moment. Like,
Yeah.
he's rude and he's an asshole and starts fights and
Yeah, I mean, he's been
jerk.
a dick to
he's
Seth.
a jerk. And he's been a dick
all
to
the
Seth
time,
his
every
whole
time.
life.
Yeah.
Calls him a homo. Like, all these things that Seth doesn't appreciate. And
Yeah.
Marissa's just like, he has a different side, too. Like,
You know,
not really. But
he's protective.
he's really protective.
Yeah.
Yikes. And then it's the next morning, right? Ryan's waking up. We up to that part?
I have, they explore the model home more and then summer
Oh,
calls.
Summer calls. And then
Yeah.
Seth says, tell her I said happy birthday.
Tell her I said happy birthday.
And so then Marissa says, Seth Cohen says happy birthday. And she's like, hell?
And then
She's
Marissa
like, she
lies.
says thanks.
She says thanks. And he's like,
So-
yes.
That was so funny.
Yeah.
Who?
Hell. Oh, I can't wait till she changes because I can't.
Yeah.
With the one-liners.
Then we
The
pan.
next morning.
The next morning, Sandy doesn't know where Ryan is. He goes into the pool house. He's nowhere to be found.
And they call the cops.
The cops are called. He's asking Seth, where is he? And Seth says, oh, I don't know. He's talking about going up to Texas or something like that.
No, Mexico.
No,
For
Mexico.
cock fights.
Mexico, right.
Cockfighting in
That
Mexico.
was later on, the Texas thing. Telling the cops he doesn't know where he is.
And I love this too because while all this, the cop situation is going on, Seth is on the phone with Marissa.
Marissa.
And they're comparing, like, oh, the cops are outside. And I'm like, oh my gosh, new friendships forming.
Right.
Friendship.
Yay! They have a secret.
Right?
Yeah.
They could have been those two kids that like played telephone across the
I
rooms
know.
when they were children,
Or
but
the string cups.
but they weren't friends. So
Yeah.
maybe one day.
So they're talking about how they're going to get to Ryan and get all these things for him.
Yeah. And as Seth, Marissa's going to drive them to the house, Seth gets stopped by his parents and the cops. And then,
Marissa gets stopped by her mom with Puka again, eating some brekkie.
Puka's there just eating. He's like, oh, I thought we could take the boat out, babe. And she's like, the boat?
She's like, I'm gonna go get waxed.
I gotta go see, what was the name she said? It was an Asian name.
Suki.
Suki.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, well, you can get a manicure. You can come with me. And he's like,
like, I'm
no, my masculinity, no.
Yeah.
And so he takes off, and then she meets up with Seth, and she's like, just so you know, you're Suki.
Yeah. And then in the same at the same time, Julie runs in to Jimmy and says she needs money.
She needs a check because Caitlin's gonna go pony riding.
Yeah.
Yes.
She wants a pony.
And the whole little freak out of, does she really love horses? She's gonna love horses in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Right.
I love China. She's my favorite.
She's my favorite.
Yeah.
So, of course, Jimmy's sweating.
He's like, oh,
He's sweating.
Gotta write a check for this pony.
He's sweating, man.
how much is this pony gonna be?
100,000.
100,000 maybe. Then we have Marissa.
They bring supplies.
Yes,
Yep.
Marissa brings the essentials
And
to the
a
house.
model home mixtape.
Mixtape.
I
Model
love
home
it.
mix with a picture of a house on it. I was like, I just picture her at her printer, like, oh, he's gonna
Printing
love
this
this.
picture.
That's another thing. Mixed
Yeah,
CDs. When
mixed
you
CDs.
gave someone that.
That was
Yeah.
epic.
That was the best. I would always make them.
Yeah.
And I loved the CDs when they started making the colored ones.
I know.
You would write on it with Sharpie.
Yeah, it was the best.
Remember having a huge just
Stack.
pile of them?
Yep.
Stacked
Yeah.
The stacks.
with the different color. When Ann and I first started dating in 2008, he made me the Love Volume 1
So cute.
and drew like in colored pencils, and he wrote out each song. Like that doesn't happen.
No.
anymore.
No, people don't
People
do that.
don't do that.
They make Spotify playlists and send them to each other.
But like I feel like nobody's like hand makes anything like
Yeah.
that anymore.
Yeah.
No.
I remember I used to take like envelopes and like draw designs on the envelopes and like give them to like people for their birthday,
Oh,
like
well,
their
I-
card in
I do
there.
that.
Like,
Yeah.
people don't do that shit anymore.
I mean, I do.
well, Michelle does.
And I put
Michelle
glitter
does.
in the car.
Yeah, always.
Yes, she does. Always
glitter,
glitter.
and confetti.
Always glitter and
everywhere.
We're so bitter about it too.
We're
They're
like,
yeah, Michelle's here comes
Yeah,
the glitter.
Michelle got a glitter.
10 years of fucking glitter.
It's a never ending. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yep, forever.
Exactly.
Forever.
Just gonna make the world sparkle.
But how about those essentials Marissa brings? Keel's cucumber.
I love that.
And a loofah.
But they are missing food.
Yeah.
No food.
No food.
So they decide they're going to go to the boardwalk, and they're
And
being
Michelle
silly
loses her
chillins.
shit. Cue Michelle losing her shit. I was there.
I lose my shit. I was there. I
And
have pictures.
Andrew, it's like, Mitch, we were there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Anthony
Two
watched with
lovebirds.
us, and Anthony was like, "We were there," and I'm like, "Do you guys want to be alone? Just leave you two alone with the OC."
Crying moment. It's so true. I'm like,
Oh my God.
Oh, so funny though.
okay, so Sandy can't find Ryan.
Right.
That's weird.
Yes. Oh, then I was this kid. So we kind of summed up what Sandy was saying.
Yeah, because
in
it was
regards
cutting back and
to-
forth a lot.
Yeah. Then Jimmy calls Kirsten, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's meet.
And that's where we find out that poor China has alopecia.
China has alopecia.
She
Jimmy's
busts in through the
"I'm sorry."
doors, and he's like, "What the fuck?" Like, God, I can't.
Oh my god. Poor China.
China has
Poor
alopecia.
China.
Yeah.
While this is going on, though, then we go back to the model house, and at the restaurant,
The diner.
the
the
diner,
diner. Eating pancakes.
eating pancakes.
I
Ryan's
saw
got
him
some
eating those
french
pancakes,
fries.
and I was like, I
Yeah.
want pancakes right now.
Which is crazy because there's a lot of pancakes. Maybe
Yeah,
because
Luke
I'm just
was
hungry.
eating
Yeah.
pancakes too.
Yeah,
Puka's eating pancakes.
Yeah,
The breakfast foods.
the breakfast foods.
the breakfast foods get me.
I wonder if there's a reason why TV shows they're always eating breakfast. Is it easier to
Like,
have
fake
breakfast
eat
food-
it?
Fake eat breakfast foods?
Maybe.
Not to get annoying again.
Of course, never.
But when we went to the diner, because we ate there, we got milkshakes.
Oh,
You guys
Strawberry?
are great for entertaining me.
Strawberry milkshake.
Wow,
Michelle?
Michelle,
What
great.
kind?
Vanilla.
Oh,
And we got coffee, of course.
was it what kind of milk?
It was real milk.
You had
Yeah.
a real milkshake? Did
Yeah.
you die?
You know, Aunt and I split it.
Oh, okay. okay.
And I think we got fries, too.
Oh, okay. To
Cute.
absorb.
And it's funny because when we were there, no one was really in there. So I sat at all the booths and I rubbed myself.
Oh my God.
yeah, get it.
Adam Brody rubbed his arm on this booth, so did I.
But there's one booth that they were actually in, and at the actual the diner, there's a picture of the cast.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, well, that's hard.
Anyway, Ryan tells them that he thinks he's going to go work for a little bit with his mom's ex-boyfriend who lives in Texas.
Yeah,
And he's like,
because he said if you're ever in
does
town, look
some
me up.
construction or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting
And they're
idea.
like, "Wait, you can't go to
You're gonna
Austin.
leave?
We were thinking Long Beach, so we can still hang out."
yeah.
And Ryan's just looking at these two like, "You guys don't get it."
Yeah.
You know, he's like, "Come on, guys."
Yeah. And as they're sitting there, Puka, what did you call
Puka and the
them?
Jets.
I
Jets.
love
Puka
it.
and the Jets.
Puka and the Jets.
Puka and the Jets.
Love it. We're making a song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why that
they
came to my head,
walk
but
in, and
squad.
Marissa's like, "Shit, I got this."
like, I got it.
Escape out the
Escape
back.
at the back.
Go out the back. And the second they're about to walk out in the back, the lady's like, front
door."
door. Why does it matter?
They're like, "Oh." It's like obviously they're trying to leave, big lady.
Yeah, come on.
So Ryan pops his hood.
Right?
He's like,
M&M
I'm gonna be
style.
real cool. And then Seth, of course, knocks into the
Knocks-
waitress.
yeah.
Of course.
They drop everything. But he already
Ryan
made it out
makes
the
it
door.
out. Ryan makes it
And
out.
so it's like, "Oh, you guys like food here too?
Food here is good, right?
It's great."
And he's like, "Shut up, homo," or
Yeah,
something.
Queer.
And then Ryan comes back in. He's like, "What'd you say to my friend?"
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah, he's like, you're a lot farther from 8 Mile.
Right. It's so stupid.
Those lines, I can't.
All of
Puka.
them with their lines.
Yeah.
Oh, and then he's like, "You know what my favorite thing about rich kids is," and punches him, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Nothing." And
Nothing.
then they run out of there.
It's a great line.
He's
guys.
so witty, that Ryan.
It's like primo,
Primo line.
in my opinion.
And then they escape, and then Puka and the Jets are like, "Whoa, they got away!" Like, just so mad in front of the
Old man voice.
I know. Old Puka man.
Old Puka.
No.
Oh, I'm gonna get those kids. Oh God!
Oh, my
And they just go
God.
off into the sunset.
Yeah,
Yeah, so-
Ryan steals the bike,
Yeah.
and they ride off.
They go back to the model home and they're getting settled, and then they see who's out the window. But
someone's pulling up. Kirsten and Jimmy.
Kirsten and Jimmy.
He's like, oh, it's my mom. And then he's like, oh, it's your dad.
Yeah.
Imagine, like, what their initial first
What were
thought
your-
probably would have been.
I know this came fast, Ing, but did you have any predictions for why they were meeting there?
Yeah.
Well, I figured he
'Cause of
wanted
the
to ask
call?
for money.
Yeah.
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 Because I figured he was going to
'Cause
ask
she
for
got
money.
it.
I don't know why they met at the model home, but maybe
Right.
I guess obviously if he wanted to ask for money, he probably was like, oh, let's not be
In public.
right or
public.
by Sandy. Like, you know, I'm about to ask for $100,000. Maybe your wife won't be into that.
Yeah,
But so awkward. So not awkward, but embarrassing. And, you know, you have to be vulnerable at this point. But Marissa and Seth are overlooking and watching this happen.
Yeah.
So it's awkward for Marissa and it's awkward for Seth to see this
They're like,
happening.
"Oh."
Right.
Ugh.
And then they have to overhear their whole conversation, the
Yeah.
cringy conversation about
About-
how her dad literally has no money and he owes people money,
Yeah.
Yeah.
a lot of money,
Yeah.
100,000.
100,000. And Kirsten's like, yeah, well,
Because
yeah,
he
you
starts
got it.
like, oh, you know, the market was bad and things have been. And she's like, how much?
Yeah,
How much
like,
do you need?
she knows.
She knows.
He's like, just $100,000.
Just $100,000.
I wish I had a Kirsten.
right?
right?
Can I have a loan, Kirsten?
Hey, you know, I just need a little bit of money.
The market's bad.
Even just
Market's
like
bad.
$100, you know, like just spare.
Yeah.
The prices at Trader Joe's have gone up. just need a couple $100,000. No big deal.
And then he says, I really appreciate it. It will take me a few months to pay you back, but I will pay you back.
Right. And she looks at him like,
She's like,
sure.
okay.
She's like, it's fine. But we find out that the contractors are going to be starting tomorrow.
And Ryan's like, shit.
So Ryan's gotta
I gotta go.
Yeah.
Cut to Seth buying a train ticket, bus ticket.
Bus
Yes.
ticket.
On his computer.
That iMac.
That
That
ancient computer.
But again, at the time, I
was
wanted an
probably
iMac
super cool.
so
So
bad.
I had a Dell.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I had a
Had
compact.
like a fucking basic Dell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, that iMac is so cool.
It was so cool.
And as Seth's doing that, Sandy walks in. And he
Yep.
said that they spotted someone who meets Ryan's description
Who got in a
who
fight.
got into a fight at the diner.
And he says we need to go look for him. And Seth's like, oh, I gotta go do thing. And then he's like, no.
He's like, he's your friend.
Yeah.
We have to
Your
find
only
him
friend. Let's go find your only
before
friend.
the police do.
Right.
So
And then
they go off.
we pan out to another party. This is like an ongoing party at whose house is this at?
This is Holly's beach house.
Oh, it's Hallie's beach house. Okay.
Yeah, and Marissa, she's there, and obviously she's not enjoying herself.
She'd rather be with Ryan.
She talks with Summer.
And she tries to say, you ever think about what people on the outside think about your life? And she's like, this is what I'm talking about. You're being so weird.
You're being so weird lately. Why are you being so weird?
God, Summer, I can't.
She's rough right now.
She's fucking rough. She's rough. Oh, yeah, see,
Whoa.
Liam,
See,
Liam
Liam
thinks that
agrees
she's
that
rough,
Summer's
too.
really rough. Look at, he's just walking around and meowing.
right?
Yeah.
And you can overhear Puka starting to talk shit about Ryan. Everyone gets in, starts talking about Ryan. And Marissa hears it, and she's like, you don't even know him. And
don't know
storms out.
Yeah.
And at that moment, I was like, okay, Marissa, you're all right.
Yeah.
You're all
I
right.
know, I think both of you, and I think in the chat too, in our sip and watch chat, they're like, okay, Marissa,
Yeah, they're
I
like,
see
all
you.
right. I think it
Yeah.
was Kendall. She said that.
Yes, Kendall did see it.
And I was like, yeah, so there's like a little bit of a turnaround very quickly for this character, which is great. Even
Yeah.
though, again, she didn't do anything wrong this
No.
whole time. I just don't know why she's not connecting
Right.
with us at the
Not
moment.
clicking yet.
I love Marissa.
And then you see Ryan is lighting candles because now it's getting
Well,
dark.
Right before that, we have Sandy and Seth driving.
Oh, okay, yes.
And they have a conversation, and Sandy says, promise me you'll never run away.
Yeah.
And if you do, I'm coming
I'm
with
coming
you.
with
coming
you.
with you.
Yes. And Seth's like, oh, Dad.
Okay,
And you know, they're normal, like, you know, I've never stopped worrying since you were born.
Right.
Typical
I
parent.
knew I would always, something about taking a breath.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, Ryan lights the candle as this is going on, and Marissa enters.
She
This-
wants to stay.
So dramatic.
This was so uber dramatic for
The-
two 15-year-olds, you know what I'm saying?
Like,
Agreed.
we're from different worlds.
right? It didn't
She wants to stay there.
even...
My favorite, though, where he spins around, just go. He spins
They were
around.
like pretending like they were Romeo and Juliet at
Right.
this
Yes.
moment. Like
Yeah.
nothing. It was, you guys are not that
Montague.
epic. Just relax. you're
and
not epic.
Hallelujah's playing.
Right?
Yeah,
And she's
right?
like, oh, I think of you when I hear this song.
I'm like, you met him a week ago.
right?
Yeah.
Probably not even a week ago. And she's just,
Yeah.
she's hung up on him.
And just even the camera angles.
Weird.
It's like turning
So
nonstop.
right.
and
Dramatic.
Marissa and I mean, are we guys on stage right now? It's very,
Very dramatic.
very
It was
but
super dramatic, yeah.
it's like, just go.
Just
she
go.
runs off crying,
A
like
little
wailing
cringe,
around.
and she's like wailing, like her arms and like
flailing around.
yeah, like
just
her hair like brushes her in the face, and she's like driving in reverse with like her hair in her face, and she's like hysterically crying.
And if you think about it, I mean, who has told her no?
yeah.
right,
Her
she's
whole
not
life.
used
Who's
to
told
it.
her no?
No one.
No
She's
one.
not used to it.
She's been rejected.
But
Yep.
in the distance,
Oh.
In the distance is
Puka sees,
Puka
and he's like cracking his knuckles. He's like, "This son of
I'll
a
get
bitch."
you. Because now I just picture this old man.
Yeah.
you, my pretty.
It's like Scooby Doo.
Oh my god. Yes, and then we see
Kirsten?
Ryan. Well, Kirsten.
Well, it just shoots to her on the phone.
Right.
Okay, okay.
She's
yeah,
wiring
yeah.
the money.
Yeah,
I
she's
remember
transferring,
like
transfer.
there were certain scenes that I was like, "Oh shit, I didn't write this down," and then I went back and I was gonna write it down, and then my notes are a little
The thing
confusing.
it's not even though because we're all filling it.
We
it
fill
jumps.
each other in,
We
and
all-
it does
yeah.
jump.
and it's all happening at the same time.
right.
So yeah, she's quick.
Liam is really trying to
Be part of this.
give apart his opinion.
Yeah, Kirsten transfers the money. Marissa's crying, and then Puka enters with
Yeah.
the Jets.
With the Jets, with
Puka
the
and the
squad,
Jets.
and he
He's
wants
like, "What
to.
are you talking to my girlfriend about?
What's going on here? And
And you can just see Ryan is just like, "Dude,
get the fuck out.
I can't do this right now.
Yeah.
Just can't."
And then they start fighting, and
And
candles get
then-
knocked over, and paint cans,
It is
and the fire
bad.
just spreading.
It is a hot mess.
And then one of the
Literally.
Jets is like, "We
Literally.
gotta get out of here." And then Ryan's laying there, but Puka, I was like, "Oh,
yeah, little
we're gonna
shred
redemption
of hope.
already." He goes back in and pulls Ryan out.
Yeah, I actually forgot about that.
Yeah.
But then when I remember, I was like, "Oh yeah."
So he pulls him out. So I was like, "Okay, we're starting to
Yeah.
see another side of Puka."
Pulls him out, but
I
still
feel like
leaves
when
him.
He still
Puka
leaves him
when
there,
Puka makes his full transition, he'll go from Puka to Luke for me.
Okay, sure.
I love
He's
that.
still Puka.
sure.
He might
One
never,
episode.
He might never.
Well, you
make
never.
that
Well, you never know.
transition.
It's
but
true.
I have a vibe. that
Okay.
he might. But there might be an episode where I'll call him Luke.
Okay.
Then when I say Luke, that's
Then we'll
the
know.
cue that
We-
in my mind he
Ding.
has changed.
Transformation.
Yes.
Okay.
Right now he's still Puka.
Yeah, so he drags Ryan out, leaves him on the cement though.
Yeah.
And the guys are like, "Come on, come on, come on." He's
Yeah.
like, "All right, I'm coming." And they jumps in the car
And
and
take off.
goes.
Yeah.
But they don't know that Ryan is okay.
Right.
Right. They're not sure.
Not sure, which is like, yikes. Could
Yeah.
have just murdered, well, not really murdered, but left a
Yeah.
guy to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we have Jimmy and Julie just watching an old basketball game.
Yeah.
Talking
funny.
about
SBN Classics.
And then you can see, like, she's a little bit more relaxed than you think
Right.
that she is.
She's like, I'm so bloated.
She was like just sitting on, like, you could tell that they do have like a good friendship.
Yeah.
But it's just like very money driven in that household. Everything is like money. I mean, I'm sure all the households in that area, everything has to do with money and how
Yeah.
much money you make.
But
Yeah.
you do compare, I mean, you have Sandy and Kirsten who are so connected on a deep
Yeah,
level. And here we
Right.
really only see Jimmy and Julie are connected on this financial
Sorta, yeah.
kind of
yeah,
level.
because he's like, oh, remember that problem I had? I handled it. And she's like, I knew you wouldn't.
Right.
babe."
She's
And
like, I don't even
gives
want
him
to
a
hear
kiss.
about what the problem is. Just take care of it.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's gonna want to know when she finds out the woman next door, his ex, gave him $100. Then she'll care. Then, well, remember that, Julie?
Right. Then Marissa storms in this time.
Yeah.
She
Upstairs,
storms in, and they're
so
like,
dramatic.
honey, you okay? And he's like, I got this. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Daddy to the rescue.
yeah.
And he goes up to her room. She's, of course, dramatic. Her head's in the pillow.
In the pillow. Just
You can't see her. And she doesn't tell him what's wrong. But he's like, oh, we can always tell each other everything. And she's like, oh, can we, Dad?
Yeah. That was a nice little jab.
Yeah. But he's also like, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's okay. I solved my problem.
Yeah, I mean, as much as we're saying she's so dramatic, I feel like it's a good representation of a 16-year-old girl.
Oh,
right,
no,
of
totally.
course.
And like,
totally.
I think it was you, Les, who said, she got rejected and she has no money.
Right.
So,
She found out her dad has no money,
Yeah.
and the boy that she likes rejected her.
Yep.
In the
Puka's
same
an
day. And
asshole.
Puka's an asshole. Like, everyone's, like, out to get her.
Everyone
and
sucks.
Like, I get it. It's a hard day for a 16-year-old.
Her best friend dumped her in front of her house when she was drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
We didn't mention that, but in the beginning of the episode, Ryan's like, oh, do you always drink that much?
Yeah.
And she's like, what?
I guess.
And she's like, I meant to thank you for that the other
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
Because we never do see them having it. Because she says, I thought you left.
Yeah.
Like, no, thank
Right.
you. Yeah.
While this is going on, Sandy gets a call. Very quick scene.
Very quick about
That
the
we
fire.
know what this call
Yeah.
is about.
And then the whole clan is there. Right?
We have Puka back at the party, and they realize it was bad.
Yeah.
And Puka jets. I mean, we don't know where Puka goes, but his
Yeah.
friends were like, it was really bad, man.
Yeah, like, we
Right.
don't
It's like,
know
you
if he's
idiots.
alive.
Yeah, we don't know if he's...
Yeah. Not good.
No. But yeah, then
Yeah, the Sandy and Clan company are
Sandy
over
and
there.
Clan.
They're all just staring at the fire, and they're like, well,
What the hell
what's going
happened
on?
here?
And the cops said, well, it looks like someone's been living here. And
Kirsten's
automatically,
like, "What?"
they're like, well, Sandy's like, looks at Seth.
Yeah.
And Seth's like, yeah, it's my fault.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. And then we see Ryan hitchhiking, and who stops to pick him up but Puka.
Puka does. And I was like, okay.
Another little...
Another little onion layer getting closer to Luke.
Yeah, but Puka says, listen, we keep our mouths shut.
Yeah, we don't talk.
We're not
They'll
going to talk.
never know. They might never find out that we did this.
Yeah.
Which is like, oh, come on.
Yeah,
Seth
right.
is, folds like a cheap suit.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Ryan gets in the truck.
Yeah.
And didn't expect it, but they show up.
Yeah.
They pull up to where everybody is.
They were like outside the houses by like where
Yeah.
Marissa and Ryan always meet at the end of the driveway.
At the end of the driveway.
And everyone's in their PJs and they're talking to the cops. And you see Puka pull up with Ryan.
And Marissa's confused.
And Marissa's
face.
like,
Right.
what the hell?
Both my men together, but I'm alone crying.
Seriously, though, it's really her face. She sees Puka
like,
get out.
"Oh,
Then
what?"
she sees Ryan get out.
She's like, what the hell?
What?
Yeah. But they admit, and then Puka says he was there.
Shockingly, he admits
He
to
says
it.
it was an accident.
And you can see, you look at he like looks at Marissa and then he looks at the cop and he's like, no, I was there too. And like
They both get arrested.
they both get cuffed. And Sandy says to Ryan, or says to the cop, like, please don't question him until I get there. Like, I'm his lawyer.
And then he says, keep your mouth shut.
Keep your mouth
You
shut.
too. To both of them.
And that was it.
That was it.
And then it was like,
Ooh.
Like abrupt.
Very
just like,
abrupt.
I was like, oh.
Yeah,
okay.
you don't expect it to end that way.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, what happens next?
Yeah.
What happens next week?
Crazy.
Yay! Episode 2 done.
Done.
Should we take a little break? We'll come back with trivia and
Yes.
stuff.
Yes.
Trivia and stuff, etc.
Hey guys, just wanted to quickly jump in and tell you about our Patreon page. If you didn't know, we run a podcast network called the It Takes 3 Network, and we have a Patreon page that we put up for you guys to see some bonus content from us. So we have all of our podcasts over there along with bonus content like commentaries, and you get to hang out with us for live streams. There are certain tiers you even get a special gift from us. You can even sponsor the show. So definitely go check it out if you're interested in supporting this podcast or some of our other podcasts. The link is ittakes3network.com. Thanks. Bye.
All right.
All right.
Welcome back.
What a nice break.
We're
Here
going to
we are.
start with our typical trivia first with Tisha and Michelle.
Yeah.
Tish and
The
Michelle.
duo. Michelle, that could be your music too now, Michelle.
Yeah.
You guys can. You guys
Tish
are like a
can
little
have it.
team.
Yeah. Sure. All right. So, it's funny because we had similar trivia.
Oh,
and I
cool. Of
found
course.
some other ones.
Letitia said she has the board game too, right?
I know. Can you believe that?
Can you
guys
believe
I
are
wonder if
just
she has the
besties.
fanfic books that I have.
I don't know.
Tish, you let me know. I'll take a picture of it. All right. So during the filming of the Ryan Luke fight scene in the model home, Ben McKenzie, was supposed to fake trip, but he actually tripped and ended up falling through the real window.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Because of the leather jacket Ben was wearing for the scene, he was saved by the broken glass.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Not crazy.
That's
Scary.
crazy. He could
I know.
have had
Not good.
I know, right?
No,
Okay, so, and then this is, according to this episode, Summer's birthday is August 13th.
Oh, that's my
Okay.
dad's birthday.
We'll see if that stays.
We'll see if
right?
that stays, yeah.
When Ryan, I pointed this out, when Ryan signs the papers in the beginning of the episode, his signature is Ben McKenzie.
It's funny.
That's funny.
Yeah. And then Tish, she sent, there are a lot of set changes that appeared in this episode versus the pilot. This is because the pilot was shot on actual locations.
The cats are very verbal.
Liam.
I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay.
Shot on location, and the rest was shot on a closed studio.
Right.
So some of the noticeable differences, which I don't know if you guys caught, Seth's
No.
room is totally different. The stuff
Yeah.
on the walls are different.
I noticed the room looked different.
Yeah, and the layout of the Cohen's house is different as well. The countertop on the kitchen island was black in the pilot. Now it's
Yeah.
light. The table chairs are different, and the mailboxes are different.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so some nodes to the music. We had artists like Rooney, Doves, R&D, Black Eyed Peas, The Androids, Shady Lady, and Robin Thicke.
Nice.
Thank you, Tish.
Thank you, Tish.
Thank you, Tish. She's always
Awesome.
good for that.
I love stuff like that.
I know.
It's fun.
Yeah,
I like it.
good stuff.
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
What do we want to do next?
Oh, man.
You want to do favorite quote?
Okay.
Ooh.
I mean, anything Seth has said? I feel like I'm going to say that from now on.
I really like keep your
love-
mouth shut.
China has alopecia.
I was just going to say China has alopecia because I really LOL'd at that.
That's a good shirt. Just saying.
Okay.
That's a good shirt idea.
Yeah. Oh my god, I love that actually.
China has alopecia with like a little pony.
Which
Michelle's
like,
dying.
oh gosh, more things are coming, but yeah.
Yep.
I like that Sandy says, I was that kid.
Yeah.
Because that gives him a little depth, and we're going to find out more about his upbringing.
Yeah.
We're from different worlds.
From different
That could also be a shirt.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Shop needs to go.
Here we go, guys.
I like
Buy your swag.
There was one point, I forget exactly what Seth says to Luke, but then Luke's like, what'd you say? And he said, shit, now I lost
No,
my
at
spot.
least I don't shave my chest.
Yeah, at least I don't shave
Oh,
my
no,
chest.
no, but at the diner.
I really like your sweater
and
vest.
he's like, he looks nice in a sweater vest. He's like, what'd you say to me? He's like, you look nice in a sweater vest. That's what I said.
And I did like Puka's like, oh, you're far from 8 Mile.
yeah.
It's like a little pop culture.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. China has alopecia. I'm sorry.
China has
I need
alopecia,
that shirt.
takes the cake.
I really need that. We're gonna create
We're
it.
going to make
We're gonna correct.
We have to.
I pictured it being like very like 80s inspired with like pastel-y kind of
That's
like
exactly how I
colors.
pictured it too. Like pink.
Perfect.
Yeah, pink, definitely like pink and like lavender and light blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys want it? We're gonna make it happen.
We're gonna make it happen.
We're going to make it happen.
Here we go.
T-shirts.
Yes.
Hoodies.
Do we want to do our favorite character?
Sure.
Is it too soon? Ooh, who's my favorite character?
Favorite
Oh my
character.
God.
Man. Thinking of this episode.
Right? Ooh.
Who's my
Who do I
favorite?
like the most right now?
Ooh. Okay. I think I have mine. I have mine.
Okay.
I got mine. We ready?
Uh-huh.
3, 2, 1. Ryan. Oh.
Michelle and I said Seth, and Ingrid said Ryan, but I almost said Ryan.
Me too. I mean,
Yeah.
I said Ryan.
Yeah.
as
I
well.
love
And then
Ryan.
yeah, I guess Ryan and Seth.
Did
would
we
take it
ship
for
them
me.
last time? Last
We
episode?
tried. Oh, someone
We-
tweeted at us that their ship name is.
Oh, do we have it?
It was
Let's see.
Atwater and Cohen together, but I don't remember what it was now.
I'll look it up. I'll look it up.
Really?
Yeah, they're like, oh, their ship name is their last names. Unless I totally dreamt that and
Would
I
it be
made
like
that up. but-
Cohenwood?
Cohenwood? I don't know.
Oh, here we go. It's from Emily. She says, listening now, I would say that Ryan and Seth's bro ship name is Cowood.
Cowood.
Cohen and Atwood.
Cute.
How did I
Cohenwood.
miss that?
Cowood.
Cohenwood?
Cowood.
Yes! Oh my god, I love that!
Shirts.
Merch.
Cowood.
Cowood.
Cute.
Yeah.
So cute.
Do we have a least favorite character? Well, this is a tough one.
It's really hard because I really truly love everyone, even though when I hate them, I love them.
Right.
Actually, no. I'm going
Not
to take
everyone.
that back.
Not everyone.
I think I have mine.
Okay.
Are we ready?
Shit. Yeah. 3.
3, 2, 1. Jimmy.
Caitlin and Lily's panicked.
I literally said nothing.
Okay, well.
I was gonna say Puka, but I'm like, no, Puka redeemed himself. I really couldn't think of anyone like I hate, and I was like, I don't want to give it to
It's
Marissa.
not hate. It's not hating on them.
Just
It's just
dislike
this
it the most.
episode. Who was your least favorite?
Yeah.
It could just be
It's
like
Jimmy
who you
for
least.
me.
Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy.
All right. Do we want to do it again? 3, 2, 1.
Jimmy.
Okay. Good job, guys.
Yes, Jimmy.
Caitlin. Poor Caitlin.
Edit that out. Who was our fake editor? Derek? Is that what
Derek.
it was?
Derek, our intern.
Our intern. Edit
Oh,
that
here
out.
comes Liam. You gonna talk some more?
Liam, you gonna edit that out?
What about? Do we have any favorite fashion hair?
It's still rough for me.
Marissa was looking real rough to me.
Her hair was like wavy, curly, straight.
It's got that,
chunks.
like-
It's beachy.
Is it beautiful?
That was more like crimped
It was
than
like
beachy.
I don't know, and it was just
Everyone's-
really in her face. And
I'm just still digging Ryan in like that 8 Mile look.
Yeah,
That's just what I'm going
the
for right
choker.
now.
Got it.
Yeah, choker. That's pretty much it, though. I can't really specifically think
Well,
about anyone else's
I
fashion.
have to say,
Besides
Jumps
Puka.
out on me.
and I want to, again, this is not a spoiler at all, but I want you guys to think of this because I always like comparing how fashion's changed
Yeah.
from now, right? I always felt with this show, Kirsten's wardrobe
She's
is amazing, in my opinion. And I feel like it could still kind of work
Yes.
today.
Yeah.
She's wearing that pantsuit in
she
the
always looks so good.
in the model home when she brought Jimmy there, and her, I mean, it's a wide-legged trouser, and she's got a jacket that matches and a blouse. But I feel like
She
her
looks
fashion,
timeless.
Right.
She's always
that's the word.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that I was looking for that word too, and I was like timeless. That's it.
Timeless.
Like that's how the entire show.
Yeah.
You could take her like that, put her in today,
Yes.
put her in the 80s,
She would fit.
put her in the future, and she would still fit. 'Cause she's just that classy, and her style is
Throughout,
timeless.
her
And-
wardrobe.
Yeah.
Besides Marissa, everyone else has just been like in bathing suits. Like,
yeah, or like open Hawaiian shirts, or,
right. Yeah,
you
we
know.
haven't really seen.
Wow,
It's crazy. Is he going crazy? This is the most.
he's so talkative.
Yeah, I have a sick cat, so it's like when I see these behavioral changes,
You're like,
I think, oh, is this something I should note?
Right,
Because he's never
very
really been,
verbal.
and he
Very-
ate
yeah.
right before you guys came.
Oh,
Yeah,
very verbal.
Very verbal.
we're wrapping it up, but we have a question from Use Chick on Instagram.
Yes.
She actually has it's like a 3-parter. She says, "Did you expect Luke to, or Puka, for whoever whatever name you want to use, to
still
do what he did and save Ryan like that?
No.
and spoke to the officer.
Nope, didn't
No.
expect it. So when he
Didn't
did, I was like,
expect-
oh,
yeah,
okay.
you really don't expect that as a viewer." Then she says, I like her question. Do you think it's okay to be friends with an ex the way Kirsten and Jimmy are with each other? Meeting in secret rather than meeting for coffee if they are supposed friends.
Yeah, the meeting in secret was weird. Like they couldn't meet at a coffee
Right.
shop or somewhere. Thought it was weird to meet at the house. It was a little sketch, but it is possible to be friends with your ex. We have people in our group of friends that are
Pure,
perfect example.
perfect
We live
example.
it.
We live
it.
this.
We live it.
Yeah.
So it is possible because we have witnessed it. Is it for everyone? Not at all.
No.
It's a rare.
It's very, extremely rare.
Right.
Like the rarest.
And I think our situation wouldn't work in another.
No.
Ours is so,
bizarre.
Bizarre.
Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
but it completely works.
it
It's
works.
really
and
strange.
It's fine.
Right.
Everyone's like, what do they mean by that?
Yeah.
Just know that it works.
Yep. But yeah,
but
so
yeah, I
I
like
thought
that
that was.
question,
I thought that was a little odd.
It's weird.
a little weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they have to meet at this model home. Like,
Do you think that they met for lunch and Kirsten's like, let me just drive by where I'm
no.
meeting the No, you
Yeah.
think they strictly,
I'm like,
because they came together.
Yeah,
they did. All right, so maybe they grabbed a cup of coffee.
Maybe they did, and then
And
she was
then-
like, "Oh, let me show you this model home."
Right. Maybe.
Maybe.
'Cause it
Let's
remind-
give them the benefit of the doubt. Right. It reminded them of his parents' house.
Right.
Yeah, and she got all nostalgic.
I loved that house. I'm like, what's
Yeah.
happening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have some tweets from people.
Yes.
Yay!
Allison,
Should you be reading? I feel weird when you.
I know,
the
right?
tweets. I don't even. I just logged on Twitter.
I also just looked on Twitter.
Everything's been
good?
safe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because it's weird that we both just looked and nothing was there. And it's like, no, Ingrid has to read.
I have tweets. Allison Alford at Angel Us Girl wants to actually answer something we said in the first episode about we were confused about the WB and Fox and stuff. She wrote, okay, so WB produced the show, but Fox aired it. Pretty common. Fox made Buffy, but WB aired it.
Got it.
Right.
So that's like a common thing.
Okay.
And then she also added that Josh Schwartz also did Chuck, the show Chuck.
Yeah.
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 Which she says was amazing.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that like that show.
Yeah.
And then Punky Power PB podcast.
Oh, our friends.
Yes, I listened on Monday. I loved it. I've listened to 2 other OC podcasts that didn't even finish covering the show, but yours is the best by far.
Aw.
I know this because I listened to Tree Hill Talk and loved it. Keep up the great work.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Very sweet.
Kaylin says, awesome first episode of Let's Talk OC. So happy to have this finally starting. Can't wait for the crazy ride ahead. Welcome to the OC, bitch. Yes. And Tish, as I was driving yesterday, I couldn't stop laughing because I finally got an OC podcast. The first episode was amazing. Congrats again. I'm excited for what's to come. Hashtag Puka. Hashtag So ill.
So, should I read our iTunes review since we
I
have
was
4
gonna say
now?
we are officially on iTunes.
We're officially on
iTunes.
there. We've
Apple
got,
Podcasts.
We've got some love from you guys,
Yeah.
which is so sweet.
So if you haven't, please make sure you rate and review and make sure you hit the subscribe button. That way you get the episodes instantly the second they're up.
So I'll read. There's 4 of them right now. It's so sweet. Hopefully next week there'll be more so I can read more.
Yeah. So check it out.
This one says, love these ladies, 5 stars. Cinderella 0304.
Oh.
We'll support anything these ladies do. Obsessed. Then we have Welcome to the OC with like all the symbols as bitch because I guess they didn't want to curse by The Terminator. 5 stars. They said, been looking forward to this ever since it was announced. This dynamic trio is sure to make you appreciate the West Coast version of One Tree Hill all over again.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
thank you. Then we have Mrs. Boquist, which is our friend Jessica.
Hey, girl.
5 stars. She says, love these girls. When I found their podcast, Tree Hill Talk, 2 years ago, I was so excited to listen, as One Tree Hill is one of my favorite TV shows. I loved the format where Ingrid was the veteran fan from the original airing of One Tree Hill, and Michelle and Liz were the newbies. Now they are flipping the script. Michelle and Liz are the OC vets, and Ingrid and myself are new to the OC. Excited to take this journey with them.
Yay.
And then we have my new favorite podcast, 5 stars, RJ51569. The 3 lovely ladies from Tree Hill Talk are back discussing the OC. They have great chemistry and are super fun to listen to. I am looking forward to hearing their thoughts through this podcast and can't wait for the next episode.
So exciting. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
So much.
Guys are
And-
so sweet.
And a real big feat for us, we got it on the top charts.
Yeah.
At one point, when we first saw it, we were 139, and then we were 128,
Yeah.
and then we were 145.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
It's like
We hung
that-
out there
We
for a
hung
while.
out there for a few days.
Yeah.
Like that was big to us. It was just so random one day, just checking through, and I was like, "I'm sorry,
We're on the
what?"
we're on the charts.
but
So
it's because of you guys of
Yeah.
subscribing
yeah,
and
you guys are amazing.
reviewing and rating. It's so important. We really
Yes.
cherish it.
So however, wherever you listen to the show, make sure you're subscribed and you rate and review. Make sure you share it with your friends. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. And if you would like to support the show, you can go to ittakes3network.com with the number 3. That's our Patreon page, and it's a great site that in exchange for you supporting the show, you guys get access to perks like our live shows, our bonus episodes, our pre-show. Liam literally needs
just-
an exorcism.
Yeah.
Anyone?
Anyone do cat exorcism?
We need cat exorcism. But yeah, so Patreon, if you want to support the show, if you want to also support our future shows, we have other podcasts in the works. That's the best way to do it. We actually do a Riverdale podcast, so if you like the show Riverdale,
So soon.
that is a Patreon exclusive only. So if you want to hear our Riverdale podcast, it's only there. We don't make it public. We make that a perk for you guys that support the show. So ittakes3network.com to check that out. And thank you to everyone has already pledged. You guys are
Are we
amazing.
gonna do where we read the title? for next week, and Ingrid can do a gentle prediction.
Oh, gentle prediction?
The title.
And then in her pre-show, she'll do the real predictions.
Right.
The title for episode 3 is The Gamble.
Oh. What are you thinking?
Gambling. Well, now that I saw that model home was literally a model home, the gamble. maybe there's like a casino event. Rich people love to gamble.
Oh, that's a great prediction.
Gambling. Jimmy's gonna get in trouble. He just got 100,000. Maybe he's gambling the money.
Oh, I like where your head's at, girl.
Everyone's gonna be dressed up. Maybe we'll see Summer not in a bikini.
I hope so. Yeah, because she's been in a bikini.
Maybe we'll see Summer say something else besides ew.
Yeah, Ingrid's like, guess we're not getting any depth this summer this episode. It's going to be a while. It's going to be a while.
But, I mean, Seth loves her for a reason, so.
That's true.
Right.
We'll
he
see.
must see something we don't.
Right.
As of yet.
Yes.
So that's my prediction.
Cool stuff.
If you want to hear more of my predictions, that's also on Patreon. I have a little Patreon
bonus.
prediction show. So check it out.
Guessing with Ing.
Guessing with Ing.
Yes, I'm obsessed.
I know, me too. I love it.
Yay.
We should have Aunt make her a little song.
Me sure.
Guess
A
Ing.
A little
doodad.
jingle. A little jingle.
Guys, we're always singing and doing weird shit, but that's why you're here, right?
Here we are.
Yep. So we'll see you next week. Love
Yeah.
you so much. Thanks for listening.
Yay!
Bye.
Bye, guys.